There was a study where people were asked to sit alone in a room with their own thoughts, or they could press a button and give themselves electric shock. And some of them actually pressed it. Real study, real people, real electricity, just sitting there, doing nothing. And their brain went, shock me. Now think about most of human history. No phone, no Netflix, no YouTube, no movies, no books. What did people actually do for fun? Because they definitely didn't just stare at rocks for thousands of generations, waiting for someone to invent Wi-Fi. If someone dropped me into the Stone Age with nothing, I would probably lose my mind pretty fast. No phone, no headphone. But ancient humans lived like that for thousands of generations. So either they were miserable the whole time, or they had a way to entertain themselves. Some of them were way more interesting than watching 8 episodes of a show you don't even like that much. Now, ancient life wasn't one big party. People had to find food, make tools, carry children, build shelter, deal with weather, injuries, a bad infection, a broken bone, childbirth. Any of those could become serious fast when there was no hospital, no antibiotics, and no pharmacy around the corner. But the usual picture is wrong. Some hunter-gatherer groups spent only a few hours a day getting food. Life had a more flexible rhythm than a modern work schedule. And humans fill that flexible time with things that were not strictly necessary for survival, which is where it gets interesting. Some of the oldest known musical instruments are more than 40,000 years old. Before cities, before money, people were making flutes from bird bone and mammoth ivory in caves in Germany, and it worked. Then other people heard it. Maybe they sat around fire and singing. Maybe someone else tried and sounded lamentable, which is also a very old human tradition. Someone spent real time making something that was not strictly needed for food, shelter, or hunting. They made it because it felt good. And music is one of those things humans still tend to do together. Then there are the hand axes. About 500,000 years ago, people were making some tools, but some of them are ridiculously symmetrical, suspiciously good looking for something that is basically a very sharp rock. At a place called Boxgrove in England, archaeologists found hand axes made with serious skill, and researchers still debate why some were made so carefully. Maybe they were just excellent tools, or maybe sometimes somebody wanted people to see what they could do. That might be one of the earliest human flexes ever. Not in social media nowadays. Then you have cave paintings. Some people painted near daylight, but others went deep into dark cave systems, places where they needed fires, torches, or lamps just to see what they were doing. Then they painted animals, symbols, handprints, strange shapes. Some researchers noticed that certain painted cave areas also have unusual echoes. That doesn't prove people were holding concerts underground, but being deep inside a cave surrounded by painting with firelight moving across the walls, and somebody starts singing or clapping or telling a story, your voice echoes differently. Everything feels bigger. It would have been creepy in the best possible way. Then there was dancing, Communal dancing shows up across cultures around the world. Celebration, rituals, weddings, or maybe funerals, seasonal events, just music, other people, and probably somebody taking it way too seriously. And board games came later too. The royal game of Ur is more than 4,000 years old. That's so ancient. Ancient Mesopotamia. Tiny pieces, rules, luck, strategy, somebody winning, somebody losing. Ancient people were not sitting silently around fire every night discussing survival statistics. They were telling stories, laughing, playing games, making music, talking about somebody who did something stupid earlier that day. The first Netflix series was just one person around a fire who knew how to tell a really good story. And here is what I think is interesting. A lot of ancient entertainment was social, not all of it. People could make things alone, draw alone, practice alone, think alone, but a lot of biggest stuff happened with other people around, like music, together, story time, together, dancing together, playing games together, and it may have done more than entertain people. Story could pass knowledge on. Shared music and movement could make people feel closer. A good game, a funny story, or a song around a fire could make a difficult life feel a little less difficult. Because sometimes when you are tired, hungry, and living in a world with no hospital, a good story around a fire probably mattered more than we can imagine for them. Now we wake up on Saturday, no alarm, no meeting, no reason to get out of bed. And within 40 seconds, you reach for your phone, you scroll through strangers doing things, watch people travel, watch people eat, watch people have fun while sitting alone in bed. And I am not judging. If I'm judging myself too. I made an entire video about ancient entertainment instead of going outside. But maybe ancient humans understood something we keep forgetting. Maybe fun wasn't supposed to be just distraction. Maybe it was supposed to pull people together. Maybe boredom feels so uncomfortable because humans spent most of history surrounded by other humans. You know, humans are fundamentally social animals. Okay, that's the episode. Alright, thank you.